Welcome to My Love of Life Energy. I'm Anna Scott, your host. I love beautiful, rich conversations that reveal the truth, beauty, and uniqueness of each person I meet, and I'm honored to share them with you. Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to my podcast, My Love of Life Energy. And today, I'm already deeply moved. I have Guy Sengstock, the creator of the Circling Institute, with me. Welcome, Guy.
Thank you. It's really nice to meet you.
Guy and I have been sitting together for 15 minutes. And what I was about to share to him is that I've never felt so seen by a human being as I have
Hmm.
with you in the short time.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow.
And it's received fully, listened to, honored, and seen
Hmm.
in 15 minutes or less to have that experience.
Hmm.
I find that profound.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what the Circling Institute is about?
I think that's pretty much says it. Yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
nail it?
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling just, you say in the beginnings, like the little intro that you do in your podcast, that you just love rich conversations and the beauty that comes through there. And I can hear a very similar North Star over here, right? That there's something about facing another thou, right? That is as Buber would say, it's like it's almost beyond time and space. And there's something about, I mean, I think most people would think about being close with something has to do with a shared history. And I think there's a lot to that. However, there's something um, that can happen just by virtue of being human, right? And you talked about being, feeling deeply seen and heard. This is one of the things I've heard about over and over and over again for like the last 30 years with circling is I think the thing I hear the most is like, yeah, I don't this have this profound experience of being deeply seen, right?
Mm.
And it there's a like a mystery to me with that like it's funny because this experience of being seen, when I say I feel deeply seen, it it's like I think people, when they experience it, it's like they didn't even know to want it, but yet when they
Mm.
experience it, it's they realize it's all they've ever wanted.
Oh my
Right.
God. That is such a truth bomb.
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like that ache,
yeah.
that longing to be seen.
The ache. That's a really good word.
I feel it right now. It's like an ache inside of me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's something about, this is a this when we really think about like what is it to be with a person, right? Like when I'm before a person, what am I actually in the presence of? You know? Like, I mean, personally, I find being a self a really peculiar thing to be. It's like it's like it's me. So, right? I should,
Mm.
you know, make decisions and be really clear about those decisions and be responsible for those decisions. Yet I seem to be something that I undergo, right? Like I can't just tell myself what to do and just be a good slave to myself. Like something pushes back called me, which is weird, right?
Wow.
There's a strangeness to being a self. And then there's like this experience of when we say a person, right? That I think is much more, I've come to realize is much more relational. And,
Mm.
you know, and we said, we were talking a little bit about this really strange time that we're living in, right? Like, and I think one of the strangeness of it for me is this strange way where relationships have become literally optional.
Mm. Oh God, that breaks my heart
Yeah,
because I don't think it's true.
yeah, they're not optional. Y-
Uh, Um, and say more, but because I'm curious, but I have such an
Mhm.
opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of like this. It's like, in some of this insight came from like being struck by like, why did circling within about 10 years go all over the world?
Mm.
That was really perplexing to me, right? Because, the people involved were by no means like, a symbol of, emotional health. Exactly. We definitely weren't good business people. So like how did this happen? And for the longest time I tried to think to understand it by like just purely as like, is there a methodology here? What is it? And it took me years to realize that, oh, this this emerged, right, uh, in the late 90s, right in the Bay Area, right in the beginning of the internet,
Mm.
right, culture. And I think one of the things that the internet did, they don't hear people talk about a lot, um, is that you could say like before, I think the first intimations of this is the answering machine, right? Before the answering machine, if you had to exchange words with somebody or information, you at least had to talk on the phone, right?
Mhm.
Two-way communication was always coupled with relationship. You had to deal with this being an awkward self-conscious being with another awkward self-conscious being and enact this ambiguously filled yet deeply normative awkward thing called relationship, right? A conversation. And so just the structure of life necessitated so many conversations and interactions. But when the answering machine came and then the internet's put this on steroids, it's the first time that you could like have that two-way communication uncoupled from relationship, right? And of course, our nervous systems are just oriented to the least amount of friction. So if we have a choice to like deal with that awkward both Bambi on ice thing that human beings are and have with each other,
Mm.
and just sending a text or an email, and then when we consider that on some level I have a social media identity out there that's having conversations with people at some level that I may not even ever hear about. Like in this huge way, relationships have become optional. And when you consider though that how does a how does a little infant human being become a person?
Mm.
It's in and
Through
through other
relationships.
people. And I feel that we continue to become people in and through other people, right? I think that's a lifelong personhood is a lifelong thing, right?
The only reason I'm laughing is because, well, we are a person all the way through unless something happens that I don't know about yet.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like I saw this I've been doing some research around this, like gonna, writing I'm kind of writing an article about this thing. Um and I came across this statistic where like it basically looks at how much time a person, the average individual, spends with other people every day. And they were able to like go back as far as 1840. And in 1840, the average person spent just under 8 hours a day in proximity with other people, right? Doing chores together, working together, living together, all of that, right? And then you just see this line, right? It slightly goes down. Television, like radio comes and it slightly goes down a little bit more. TV comes, it goes down a little bit more, right? And then you see the computers come and it goes way down, and an iPhone goes, it almost reverses, right? Like it almost turns inside out. And then you top that off with COVID. And now, today in 2026, the average 25-year-old male spends under 30 minutes a day in relationship.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're going to have to pause.
Yeah.
I just feel the depth of the loneliness,
Yeah. Yeah.
deep, deep loneliness and disconnection.
Yeah. Totally. Well, also, when you consider, right, there's that on one level, we could say that the person in 1840 was obviously probably less lonely than the person in 2026. However, it becomes more perplexing when you consider that we become persons in and through these relationships, right? The profundity and the uncanniness of what that means is perplexing.
The one thing that I would add, this is from my point of view,
Mm-hmm.
is is the relationship I have with self and the divine.
Yeah. Mm.
And
Yeah.
what is my relationship with that? And then how do what I've been interested in is when I go in to be with people, that I bring a loving self, I bring a
Yeah.
whole self, and I
Yeah.
bring in an accountable self.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I'm responsible for my experience
Yeah.
and my communication and where it originates from. Am I,
Yeah.
you know?
Totally. Totally. And like, and I really appreciate that because paradoxically, right, that self-responsibility, right, being able to know your own location, which is basically your experience.
And that I'm the creator of my experience, having an
Yeah.
experience with another human being.
Yeah.
And that we're like before this call, we both you impacted your energy and your honesty and your willingness to share your whole self
Mm.
touched me deeply,
Mm. Yeah.
and it opened something up. But you weren't projecting it or putting anything on me. You were just sharing you from a
Yeah.
true, from inside of you and the truth of you from your point of view.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I could find myself in that.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the strange, you know, paradox. There's so much paradox that happens in relation, right? Because it's funny because the more the more I'm like, can really be with me is to the degree that I can be with you with more and more surface area, right?
That's a great line. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And this
Yeah.
being
That's
with, yeah, absolutely.
the depth that I can be with myself, and my pain or my joy is the
Yeah.
depth that I can be it with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the allowance that I
Absolutely.
have.
Yeah. Absolutely. And when you talked about your relationship with with ultimacy, right? With the divine, I think was the word that you used.
Yeah.
I would imagine when you talk about when you talk about that you love real rich conversations and the beauty that that strikes. There's something about a relationship that way where I feel like something,
Mm,
it's like something of that ultimacy, right, shines through. It's like a ray of that
mm,
depth comes through your eyes in a totally strangely um completely unique way,
mm.
yet yet in this that it kind of shines through in this utter as once uniqueness that shines through, yet that shining shines through something that kind of withdraws into a mystery. And there's and that emanation, right? And mystery, that place is like what can happen, right? In and it can happen in real conversations. And in that way, I think kind of like you, that I can't not be struck by them. I cannot not want them, right? Like
Mm,
because there's a way where a relationship can be kind of like a sangha, right? In that way.
mm. There's something so beautiful when you were speaking. I could feel the sun and the rays of sunlight,
Mm,
like where this humanity is this big ball, and there's all these strands of light coming from it, but we're the whole,
yeah, yeah,
and seeing the uniqueness of every person.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind and there's that mystery that we talk about, like this experience of being deeply seen, right? When you consider just what we're talking about, right? And you go, "Oh, I feel deeply seen." There's a mystery of like what sees what exactly, right?
But and how did you like this? What you said? Like I
Hmm.
can. Um, you said to me that the space behind me somehow feels so
Uh,
authentic to me,
yeah,
and you felt it. You didn't have words because we don't know each other,
yeah, yeah.
but there was an energetic,
Communication.
right,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
you became. Oh, so there's communication at the verbal level,
Hmm.
and then there's the communication at the energetic level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally. And that's that irreducibility,
Say more. What
right?
do you mean?
It's kind of like, I think when you have those moments of like deep intimacy with somebody where you see them, right? Like, and there's a mutuality to
Mm,
that seeing, right? Because
mm,
in seeing you being seen implicitly, I feel seen. There's
mm,
a reciprocal opening there. Yet when it comes down to it, we can sit in front of each other for 1,000 years and say everything and still not get to the bottom,
mhm.
right? Like at the end of the day, you are something that's inexhaustible, right? There's nothing I could say that could just put a period at the end of that sentence. And in fact, there's nothing you could say that could finalize you. So it's like when we're really with a thou, right? What we're really with is irreducible, right? There's a in that surplus, that moreness, right? And that
It's
irreducibility is
it's so breathtaking what you're pointing to because the experience I get to have as you speak, what like all of a sudden it feels like light's shown up and I get to experience something.
yeah,
And what I'm getting to experience is the mystery of life and this feeling of love
yeah,
and kind of like an unfolding.
yeah, yeah,
And through this, and now here comes the joy
yeah,
by being with somebody who's interested in this, and we both get to shine look. in the same direction, these things emerge and we get this shared experience of it.
Yeah.
Or I'm assuming because
Yeah. 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 Totally.
I mean,
Totally.
I don't know what you're experiencing. You could have it totally different, but that's my experience is happening inside of me through what you're pointing at.
Yeah. And then we find ourselves sharing this thing that this which bucks words, yet begs the words it bucks, right? This begging, bucking.
That's quite a horse.
Yeah, totally.
Quite
It's like
a that or a bull.
it begs the very words that it bucks, this kind of ineffability, right? And like your space and just all the ways that you organize it in some way that I can't really reduce down to any of the things, something shines through that clearly communicates you to me in a moment, right?
But this is the God, it's so magnificent
Mm.
in that it's I'm trying to find the words.
Exactly. Exactly. We're just going to be reduced down to this.
but I've been listening to this book called The Way of Mastery, and it's about that we're a communication device.
Mm, mm.
That this body and this energy that we are is a communication device.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I've been contemplating a lot about love. And like if this energy in the universe is made of love, then how do I use this to communicate love?
Yeah,
And something you've said is it's like you haven't said that word, but that's what you're pointing to. Like that's where you're like, I just keep on feeling like follow that arrow.
yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's even your movedness, right? Reveals it. Like, one of the things I'm noticing about you is your capacity to be deeply touched and moved,
Mm.
right? At some level, you say less in that moment, you get speechless, but you communicate so much to me
Mm.
in your being moved.
But now we're in the same game
Mhm.
because what I see happening is you're receiving me and I'm receiving you.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Ugh, how do I fully receive another human being as they are, where they are,
yeah,
and
yeah,
let them touch me?
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Without, and what's not here, because we don't know each other, or that's not the reason.
Yeah.
The only thing I feel from you is curiosity and interest and presence. Like, who's this being in front of me? So there's
Yeah.
no judgment, there's no right making, there's nowhere to get.
Yeah.
There's an open presence that's just in curious and exploring with me.
Yeah. Absolutely. This interest, right? This uh one of the things in circling, right? That that I think is it's almost like it's like the thing that makes circling, right? Without it, it's something else, right? Is is
It's
this
not that, yeah.
yeah, is this capacity for wonder.
Mm. Mm. We'll talk about there's a writing teacher who says show don't tell. So as you're modeling your business, this is what
Yeah.
like in some way, it's to have people find out about the Circling Institute.
Yeah.
And she would say, show, don't tell.
Yeah.
and you're modeling it. You're not telling it, you're showing it.
Yeah.
And what becomes possible when somebody's genuinely interested in another human being.
Right. Right. Totally. It's in some sense, wonder, eh, wonder and listening seem to be really tied together for me, right? It's like Heidegger said, I think I get this quote right. He says, maybe it's a good idea that we can hear something other than what we already think, right? Like, maybe that's a good idea, right? But there's something,
Wow.
yeah.
It, it's so much, and I don't know about you, but in relationships, because this is new, we have our wonder turned on.
Yeah.
And then I look, where is it that I do that in a relationship? I stop wondering about a person.
Yeah. 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 And the kind of like the thing that because there's also this element of relationship where it's I think about it kind of like this, I'm always struck by the awkwardness of what it is to be a person, right? It's kind of like we have this consciousness that is, and then it can fold back on itself and know that it is. And it's so new as far as we can tell in terms of time, right? So it's like kind of like we may be that place where the Big Bang kind of like touched itself and said, "Wow," right? God, that this is big. So it's kind of like the sense of I feel like there's this way when we relate to each other. It's kind of like Bambi on ice. We're like, I'm okay. Are you okay? Like there's this kind of peculiar, uncertainty and awkwardness and finding each other and it's that dance that I think is part of how we become people, right? Um, and at the same time, relationships can become so heavily normative, right? Like at the same time, relationships with family members and friends and like can become so habitual, so automatic, so bound in a an automaticity, right? That can be the almost the opposite of everything that we're saying, right? And I would
Yeah,
say that if there was something like, an antidote to that, I think it's a sense of wonder.
I I, I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think who are the age? What's the age group and people who come to your groups? I want to know that.
Oh my God, it's like, everything from I think we're gonna have a 17-year-old in our next year-long training, right? Learning how to facilitate. And then Marianne, who I co-led an event with last night, she's I think heading towards 80. It's a
The,
real
the,
it's a real range.
why was I curious about this? Because I just see the beauty of what you're offering. I don't know what you're offering, but I see the beauty of if
Hmm.
this is what people,
Hmm.
what's the word I want to use? I think you would use the words they keep on becoming,
Yeah.
the unfolding.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a getting, it's becoming.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, it's kind of going back to, why did this spread, right, all over the world? In some ways, I didn't realize that circling and because it wasn't no one was like, hey, let's start a thing, right? Let's start
Right?
a movement. Let's start a group process. It was more like we found ourselves having this reoccurring experience that was unlike anything else that was interesting to us, and it really struck us. And that interest, right, afforded it to show itself to us, and it like literally was a relationship, right? And at some
Yeah.
point, right, there was the word circling kind of like became its name, and then we were kind of like, and it was really like kind of literally emerged. Um, and and so I still feel like at the core of it, like even though at this point, and this took forever to, I have so much respect for this, to make, because when it got to the point where we're like, okay, we need to actually start, we need some help here. Like we need to start to teach people how to do this, right? To, because we were leading courses and retreats and all kinds of things. And I remember when we, Jerry Candelaria and I were the kind of the two main people that kind of like was most struck by it. And there were a lot of people involved, right? That kind of co-originated it together. But just they used to, they used to call us the ongoing joke was like Jerry and Guy are like the Beavis and Butthead of transformation. It's so true.
That is so funny. I'm glad you take yourself so seriously.
And I remember because we like, of course, well, we were like, well, what, how do we do it? Well, let's just create a 2-year program and then we'll just teach them how to do this. And so we did, and we had a bunch of people sign up for 2 years, spending, a 5 hour, evening together for 2 years, including coming up to the courses and all that stuff. And I remember the day that Jerry and I sat in front of that class, we both looked at each other and we silently recognized that we realized that we had no idea how we did this, right? Now, we couldn't quite admit that to ourselves. Of course, the students knew it from the beginning, right? But like we couldn't quite admit that to ourselves. But through that, I've come to, and how we dealt with that is we just circled the shit out of everybody, right? Like for 2 years. And in a lot of ways, that worked out really well. In some ways, it didn't work out so well. It was a kind of there was kind of a mentorship and enactment, like kind of like that's how we learned it, by just finding ourselves in the middle of it and finding our way, right? And you could start to feel like, oh, that wasn't it. Oh, but that presupposes that there isn't it. Okay, that was more it. Like this kind of really embodied experience of a kind of relationality that speaks to this surprising thing that really is hard to describe.
It's so beautiful. This is what I hear. And it's being in relationship with life and other people from a place of wonder and listening and finding yourself in the middle of it and relating to it
Hmm.
from a
Yeah.
place of wonder and listening and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it was really interesting because, as time went on, right, I started to like really recognize kind of that there is an underlying logos to this, right? There are patterns that you can kind of, there's kind of phases and stages to it and dimensions to it. And like once what was so implicit started to become explicit, first of all, that's surprisingly difficult. I have more respect for the process of the implicit becoming explicit because it's like really hard to do. Um, but once that started to happen, it took years. I was like, okay, now I feel like we can actually have an element of teaching it, not just transmitting it, right? Not just mentoring, right? Someone through that. But also like there's an element where no, actually there are patterns that you can bring into language, right? That afford attention. And that's the main thing that I would say that we do now with the Circling Institute is because at this point, most of my time is about teaching people how to facilitate.
Mhm.
Um, and and so it's still a combination, right? Because there there are practices, right? There's ways of, there's certain elements of relationality that you can kind of, if you can isolate them and just sink into them like you do in a meditation, right? Like, there's a certain practice to that so that in a way of responding to thoughts that you don't normally respond to, right? That exercises something in you that wouldn't be exercised if you just went with that thought, right? Like, and it affords us kind of in touchness with these capacities that actually can be developed, right? And
Well, it
and
sounds
and
like
learned.
you're shining the light on the invisible so you can see the invisible so you can make it visible and then you can embody it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
And
it.
at the same time, right, it's like it's a year-long cohort with the same group of people. And
Mm.
it's at the end of the day, although there's a lot of skills to relating, I don't think relationship itself is a skill. It seems to me it's a capacity. And so when you talk about deepening a capacity, now we're in the language of like development, right?
Mm.
Of of transformation, right? So it's like it's both things I'm realizing, right? It's like it's this process of being with the same group of people and all of your stuff comes up and you have these relationships and this and you're able to like kind of learn some language and ways of paying attention, right? That affords something pretty profound. And I think what it does is like in some ways, um, because relationship is now such an option, like it, in some ways, what I'm perceiving is that it makes sense to me now that something like a dojo of relation
Mm.
becomes necessary. Just like the Industrial
Mm.
Revolution, right, which
Mm.
basically brought the world in a small circle in front of us, all of a sudden we had to have a new concern that we had to actually take up called our health and our body, right? And then gyms happen. And I think something's really similar is happening with relationships,
I
right?
can feel it. When you
Yeah.
just said it,
Yeah.
I could feel it.
And I think that circling in some level is has before I even understood it has been attuned to that, right?
Yeah, like it's came from the future for now.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Guy, we are coming to the end of our time, which
Yeah.
surprises me. In fact, we're over, which I rarely overdo, but found this so fascinating. I wanted to keep going.
Yeah, we've run out of timelessness.
Well, it's my metrics and I have an
I totally
audience
get
and
it.
I honor. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally
Um,
get it.
where do people find you? I want people who are interested in this because I think the time is now. I really feel what you just said,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this has been being created for the now.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll send you links for everything, but basically my company is circlinginstitute.com.
Okay. Yeah, it's be there. I just want people to hear it in case they catch it right now. Some
Yeah.
people hear it auditory, some people hear it visual.
And if you want to contact me, just email me at guysengstock@gmail.com.
It will all be here. I can't
Yeah.
thank you enough.
Yeah.
Beautiful what you're offering. Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you received. And you're totally welcome. And I thank you.
So much love.
Mwah.